Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers video. Now we're going to be doing something a little bit different that could be entirely pointless. So on a video not too long ago I got a comment on the 2cm beam system where I show you how to turn it into a turret using a piston system. One person was kinda disappointed that I didn't shoot it into anything, and that is what we're going to do today. I'm just going to shoot some lasers into different things, test out a few things, and that'll be it. So the first thing we're going to do is shoot this little monstrosity over here into a ship that I'm going to spawn in. I have some shield mods installed, so that's both the actual base shield mod and the little shield emitter mod, and I also have the Atlas Superlaser thrown in there so we can just blow some stuff up. So if you're not familiar with the 2cm beam system, it's a small little make your own laser weapon where you have a generator that is that little block in the middle there that will send out a beam into one of these square blocks. The square blocks will make the beam go in a certain direction depending on where the white arrow is pointing. And you can charge up this beam by making it into a loop, and then if you interrupt the loop, it will fire. So if I got into my character and just drop down into here, there we are. I have a piston system set up, so if I was to drop the piston down, it would interrupt the beam and would fire the laser onto this big cannon top bit right here. As some people pointed out, you don't have to use a piston, you can just use the blocks themselves, because they do actually have a little firing block you can use, but I much prefer using the piston setup. So first things first, I'm going to need to turn on the emitter, and then I'm going to spawn in one of your ships and blast it with it. Then we're going to try out the shield and see how much of an effect that has at defending it. Onto this one, just going to let that charge up, then I'm going to come over to this one and just raise up the piston, and the beam will start charging up. There it is. And now it's time to spawn in a ship. So whose ship is going to get blown up, you asked? Well, let me just go and come into the Steam folder, wait for the game to hopefully not crash. There we are. Who do we want to blow up first? I know the perfect ship, which I do like to blow up. Where is it? It's this one. Yeah, so this ship is always my go-to for shooting stuff, because it loves to deploy the parachutes as a defensive measure. So here's the ship. It's a lovely ship. It's glorious in its design, with its little wheel there. It's sort of practical. I mean, it does hold its ground in combat. Let's just spawn this in. Let's spawn it in like that. So yes, coming into here, and let's say aim it into there. I think I've got that lined up. I can drop this down, and I can miss it completely. So I need to raise it up just a wee bit. That will do. And then firing the beam. There we go. Retracting the beam, and this is what we get. So the beam itself with the long range barrel on there doesn't really do too much damage. It can go quite some distance through blocks. It doesn't really do a big destructive area like some beam weapons do. So the long range 2cm beam system with the ion beam system did a small amount of damage. Now I'm going to press number 9 and we're going to charge up the Atlas Superlaser that I jury rigged on top of it. That's going to slowly charge up and we're going to blast this ship. When it's ready. 3, 2, 1, fire. And there we go. So that is the Atlas Superlaser's destruction. For comparison, I believe it has sort of dislocated one of the wings on this ship because of how it was connected up. And I believe I also saw the little wheel type thing at the back here also get disconnected. So all I've done here is set up a base, and we're going to shoot the Atlas Superlaser first, and then we're going to shoot the 2cm beam system into this base. And I will just press F7 so I have a little bit of control. So here is the base. It's sort of wonkily put in place, but it should be fine. So it's now going to start charging up, and it'll fire. There we are, with a little bit of control from me. That is what happens when you shoot the Atlas Superlaser into something. So spawning in a brand new base, we'll use the 2cm beam system and shoot this one. So now what I'm going to do is just remove the Atlas Superlaser from the very top there, and we're going to try and aim 2cm beam system into the base and see what kind of damage I could do with that. So aiming this over to roughly there, I'd like to say. Then getting my camera, bringing it over to this one. We are now going to fire it. See what kind of goodies we can do. There we go. It's a very small burst of damage. But what it does is creates a nice hole in the ground. And it does do some destruction. Now, it's kind of a good trade-off, actually, when you think about the two different types of beams. Yes, I know there are some more on the workshop, but these two are kind of similar in the way that they have to have some kind of charging mechanic. But the 2cm beam system fires much faster for less destructiveness, and the Atlas Superlaser has a very long charge-up time for some massive destruction over there. So what if we were to, say, add a shield onto something? So I'm going to spawn it in a brand new ship. Who wants to get blown up now? Ooh, maybe the Dex Fighter. Yeah, so the Dex Fighter is a tiny little atmospheric fighter ship, which is, well, it's a lovely ship actually. It's really well balanced. But we're going to be kind to this one and give it a shield. So in the Dex Fighter, I'm just going to come over to the shield generator, which is over here, the shield controller even. So the effective HP of the shield is 56,301. So that is how much damage the beams are going to do to this. So what I'm going to do now is just fly back over to here and shoot the beam into that and see what kind of difference that small little ship shield will make to the Dex Fighter. But I'm just going to shoot this from here. And there we are. I think I just heard something. Some woman's voice just played. I'm not too sure what that was. But the Dex Fighter got completely annihilated by the 2cm beam system, so it does much more than 56,000 damage to the shield. So I'm just going to paste this back in, and we're going to switch this over to the small shield generator. So the small shield generator is basically the same as the large shield generator, which are very strong blocks. So I'm just going to, in fact, let me just get rid of that and put the large one on. There we go. I don't think I can fit a shield emitter on this, but I will come into here and just turn myself around, find the shield. There it is. This one doesn't give you any kind of health or anything like that, but it should be the same when I try and fire it. So moving back round to here, we should be fully charged with the 2cm beam system. And let's aim it, say, like that, firing into it. Now that was a lot more effective. So the beam, yes, the beginning part of the beam missed it. And it did take out the cockpit, but that was a much more effective way of stopping it from damaging your ship. So the large shield emitter for a small block ship, which will be in the description below by the way, all these mods will be in the description below, is enough just to stop the 2cm beam system from actually dealing fatal damage basically. It would kill you in the cockpit, but the ship is still sort of salvageable. So now we've got to find a large block ship. Something that isn't too crippling on the performance. Ah, I know. Let's bring back the Aurora base. Right over to here. There we are. So now we're going to use the station shield emitter and see what kind of difference this makes. Now I know there are a few blocks on here which can strengthen up the shield, but for the moment, let me just get a reactor on here just in case. And put the reactor somewhere safe where it won't get blown up. Yes, there are a few mods that you can put onto this which will increase its power. Now let me just toggle this on and off again just to make sure it clips in that shield. Ah, it still works. It'll be fine, I think. Yes, now I'm going to fire the 2cm beam system back into that and see how well this one goes. So just going to aim it down a little bit and just fire this straight into it. There we go. So the shield got overloaded and needs 20 seconds to recharge. That's actually quite a nice balancing system. But yes, that one didn't really do too much. We're doing too much damage with the 2cm beam system. So we need to knock it up a notch, basically, by bringing in the particle accelerator. Yeah, so this thing generates a metric ton of power. And as you can see from the costs on the side of the screen, it's very difficult to make. I've only successfully built this twice in all my Space Engineers hours. It's just such a hard thing to build and very easy to lose because it's a massive block. So what I've done for another test while I'm waiting for the base to charge up is increase the power of the small ship generator to 95,000. Yes, it's just under 100,000 shields, so hopefully this is going to work. Hopefully I'm actually doing this correctly and what I'm seeing is correct. So let me now come over to, let's shoot up. In fact, where's it gone? There it is. Let's now shoot this. And that went kaboom. So it's doing much higher than 100,000 damage. So I've let this charge up just a little bit, so if I was to shoot, there we go. It's not going to take any damage because this shield thing is going to protect it. So if I just come over to here and find this, we can then go and find the large shield generator, and it looks like we should be, well, we're still charging up, it's getting there, it's very, very slow. So now it's time to shoot the shield generator. Yes, let's go over to this one and just find this. I think I should be fully charged, and we're going to shoot into the main base. And that's... oh god. Oh, that doesn't look good. Yes, but we did a small amount of damage, so that was just enough to stop the 2cm beam system from doing critical damage to the base. So here is the poor little particle accelerator, which is about to get hit by the Atlas Superlaser. So just moving over to here. Just taking control of my mouse so I can just wiggle it around a little bit. So 3, 2, 1, fire. And there goes that. Ooh, hold on a minute. Base survived. So the shield generator, it looks like it fully charged itself up and is capable of, well, it stopped the Atlas Superlaser. That is something interesting. And then for another test, let's just shoot this base over here with the full destruction of the Atlas Superlaser. So let me just find the free camera and just come over to here. And then we're going to charge it up and start firing into it. So it's firing just above the base, so it should just hit the shield. And here we go. And there is that. So allowing the shield to fully charge up to its absolute maximum was enough to stop the Atlas Superlaser from dealing damage. And then let's just remove the Atlas Superlaser and bring back the 2cm beam system and launch it into this base. And there we go. So the 2cm beam system is a hell of a lot stronger than the Atlas Superlaser, being able to deplete that shield in, well, one little burst. It does seem the Atlas Superlaser, despite being more destructive against blocks, it looks like the beam system plays a little bit different. Let's find some more stuff to shoot, shall we? Well, let's, maybe the Battlestar Artemis. Yes, let's bring this in here. I don't think this had any mods, but let's just bring it in here anyway. I don't think it can fly in an atmosphere. I can't remember this ship too well. I know it was quite a nice design on it. There is, nope, it's just a little bit too heavy. Hopefully it doesn't take too much damage from dropping. Nope, that's perfectly fine. And the game is running in slow motion. So now, the Dex fighter over there should have fully charged up with a very slow charge, meaning the maximum health is a lot bigger. So let's just go and fire it into that. So it looks like the actual shield emitter mod does a lot more protection work than the actual shield generator. The shield generator mod seems like it takes way too long to charge up, so the actual station and ship shield mod is a lot more protective against these big beam weapons. The 2cm beam system being a lot more complicated to make, a lot easier to break if you're attacking, but it is more destructive against the shields than the Atlas Superlaser, which does have a lot more block destructiveness, but is not that good against the shields. So now to finish this off, let's go and shoot this ship right here. So firing this, we should be fully charged up. There we go, just moved it up a little bit. Let's see what kind of damage we have done to this. It is a little bit choppy here. We're running very slow motion. So yes, we just clipped through the blast door parts and we came through into this area where we would get inside the ship. But the hangar doors have seemed to have protected it a little bit for the internals, which is quite a good idea to have these little flat parts on the side where you can just land some ships in, because it has protected the core body. But will it protect it from the Atlas Superlaser, you're asking? Well, let's just come and bring this back in. So here it goes. Hopefully this is aiming in a good enough spot so you can see the destruction. Oh, stuff is blowing up underneath it. I haven't done anything yet. Game? I hear stuff, but I don't see stuff. I mean, I can control it. Did it just... Interesting. The game has spooked. I'm not actually sure what is happening. Oh, there we go. Oof. Oh, look at all that falling off underneath it. Wow, all the gyroscopes just came falling out of this. That is quite some destruction right there. Feel free to stop firing at any point. So where did we hit? So we sort of shot in this direction where we destroyed all the way through here, through the core internals of this ship, past the refineries and all that, all the way through to the opposite side, and came out. And these are still dropping. What is going on here? Oh yeah, all the gyroscopes inside the ship. Oh yes. So let me now just aim this a little bit further back, and let's just aim it up a bit. Let's just fire it one more time. I'm having a bit of fun with this. Ah, and now the moment of silence before it does absolutely nothing. But I can still hear them falling. Where are they all coming from? I'm actually kind of worried here. It's like, please fire. There's quite a scary delay on this. Whenever you're ready. There we go. Oh, it's a little bit heavy. And we go straight through it. Yes. And all the gyroscopes are still on the floor. Anyway, that is it for this video. I've shot the 2cm beam system into stuff. I've shot the Atlas Superlaser into stuff. And I've came to the conclusion that the 2cm beam system is a lot weaker against blocks, but stronger against shields. And the Atlas Superlaser is weaker against shields, yet much stronger against blocks. In fact, I know I said that was the end. Let me just shoot that shield over there one last time. The game is chugging a little bit, so let's just get rid of that. Find my seat once again. Let's just aim it over to there. Find my camera. Let's bring the camera over to here. Get rid of that and just fire it. And there goes that. So yes, we can see the little beam there. It did go through, but the ship is very damaged. Yes, the destruction of the Atlas Superlaser is unmatched against blocks. So anyway, that is it for this kind of pointless video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with some more proper videos some point soon. Bye bye.